It's really important that people know that the story they hear about New Zealand is authentic, that we do our utmost to take care of the environment, that we've got good labour standards, that we're a fair country, and that we're so beautiful. And this is an opportunity to showcase those qualities as we also forge those closer people-to-people and trading relationships.
The Expo is being held just a few weeks after the 10th anniversary of the historic free trade agreement between New Zealand and China. What to you have been the highlights of that agreement?
We rely upon fairness in our trading relationships, and of course that's what the China-New Zealand Free Trade Agreement does. It actually sets fair rules around trade, tariffs and non-tariff barriers. And as a consequence of that agreement, trade between our two countries has boomed. It's tripled. It's now $28 billion two-way trade in goods and services. There's been investment flows in both directions as well, and it's served the interests of both China and New Zealand very well.
Behind the scenes, officials from both countries have spent the past 2 years working to upgrade and modernise the trade agreement. What are your ambitions and hopes about how that upgrade will play out?
Things have changed in the last 10 years. When the Free Trade Agreement was originally signed, the internet was virtually not in frequent use as a mode of commerce. Now e-commerce is important to both countries, and so we'd expect to see improvements in the rules relating to e-commerce that work for both of us. There are certain other things that we want to see. For example, New Zealand faces quite high tariffs for manufactured timber products, lumber and the like, and that's a disadvantage and hinders trade between our two countries, so we're hoping to see a bit of progress on that.
From an outsider's perspective, negotiations seem to be moving rather slowly, and of course there was a change of government here 12 months ago. So how would you describe the current relationship between New Zealand and China?
We're in an unusual position, New Zealand. We're such a little country, we just rely upon, in some ways, being an honest broker in the world. We like to think that we are pretty transparent and open with our relationships with all of the larger countries, including China, and we think we have a very positive relationship. We think that that relationship can be improved even further. We of course have a large resident Chinese population in New Zealand who've migrated here in recent years, adding to the migration that happened back in the late 1800s, which was largely related to gold mining. So those people-to-people relationships, allied with those political relationships and the trade which flows between our two countries, mean that our relationship's in fantastic shape.